Kilmarnock's team is more or less the 11 that manager Jim Jeffries puts out every week. They're not blessed of a huge squad. One change from their 3-0 defeat at Hibernian last week. Craig Dargo filled in for the injured and amazingly named Danny Invincibile, but Invincibile is fit again, so he's back. That's the only change. Today's referee, you heard Peter say, is Mike McCurry. He wasn't to be the referee at all, but Stuart Dougal, the first choice, came down with a tummy bug, and so he couldn't play or officiate. McCurry is on, and we also have, as you've heard, a replacement on the line. And the hold-up was to find a pair of size 10 boots for him to wear so that he could take his place as assistant referee. He's filling in for a man called Willie Dishington, who injured himself in the warm-up, and his name is George Drummond, and the other on the line glories in the name of James B. So talking points aplenty from the match officials as the game gets underway, and Celtic go in search of Martin O'Neill's third championship. Third title for Celtic it will be in just 4 seasons. Remarkably, over all that time, in 145 SPL matches, Martin O'Neill's team has been beaten only 7 times. It really is a truly remarkable record. And if you think about it, Rangers, who won it last year on goal difference in Alec McLeish's first season in charge, were not that far ahead of Celtic at all. Celtic kind of lost it by default because of what happened to them in the UEFA Cup in Europe, a couple of key defeats through the season. This is our new man, George Drummond, a place in the sun for him today. But just making the point about Rangers and Alec McLeish, I met him in the airport this morning, and he'd been over in Madrid looking at Real and Atletico and new players, and he was saying he reckoned they'd overachieved last season, that Celtic are the team and they're the benchmark who've got to be chased and caught and overhauled if Rangers are to be top dog in Scotland. I suppose in a sense that's stating the obvious. Celtic with 6 games to go after this one, the back match on Wednesday night. So 3 points not imperative here, but 3 points and the partying can begin. And I know, Billy, you're very, very confident about them today.
Well, I am. You know, you've only got to look at the goals for and against. Killie have lost something like 67 goals, which obviously means they're leaking goals at the back, and although Celtic have got a depleted front line there, you would imagine they'll create a few chances and possibly take the most of them.
That was Balde, he was being impeded. It's the free kick to Celtic. Won there by Dindeleux, the Frenchman at the heart of the Kilmarnock defence. Petrov. It's Varga for Balde. Balde showed a bit too much of that to Danny Invincibile. Pushing on David Lilley. Pearson comes back. McNamara says, leave it to me. Now it's Lennon. Petrov laid off to McNamara. Lovely crisp football by Celtic. Larson just lost it, but Lennon found a bit of pace there to get onto that, but it's gone out off him. It's a throw in to Kilmarnock.
Celtic have set themselves up with the back 3, and with Henrik Larsson playing up front on his own with support to come from Petrov. It's a difficult role for Petrov in actual fact. Normally when he's in midfield, he's 2 forwards in front of him, they break, make a little bit of space, and he gets running into space. But this way it's got to get some good passes into Henrik first of all for him to hold the ball up.
Agat. It's Larsson. And Lambert. Lennon. Lambert. Petrov to cushion it for Larsson. McNamara's made the run around the back. Well, advantage was being played. It didn't come Celtic's way, and so the whistle has to sound. Free kick to Celtic.
I felt the referee was correct there, George. That was almost assault.
Pearson. No way through. Pearson tracking back. But that's a powerful run by Invincibile. And a pretty tame effort at a cross. Mjällby able to cut it out with ease. Danny Invincibile had a spell with West Ham at one point, but no way past Mjällby. Lennon and Lambert. Varga, McNamara and Lambert and Lennon. Slide rule pass for Larsson. Pearson, Larsson again. Pearson continues. It's Lennon, Lambert. Pivot in the Celtic midfield today. McNamara, Petrov held off the challenge. On for Larsson, just a little bit too far ahead of him. Gary Hay is there for Killie to get it away. Throw into Celtic.
Yeah, good run by Larsson, but well cut out by Hay. Saw the danger, got himself into good position, cleared it.
Well, that was dangerous. Here's Lennon. Now Pearson. And away they go. That'll end up as a throw. Well, if no, Mjällby's got there. Lambert. Lennon. Petrov. Lovely turn. Spun away from the challenge of Gordon Greer. Petrov on for Larsson, and Larsson's halfway blocked by Freddie Dindeleux, and it's a corner to Celtic. Here's Lennon. Back for Petrov once more. And Petrov all the way across to Jackie McNamara. And that was Varga in there. And there was no flag for offside, and that was the real assistant referee on the far side.
Well, there's the shot going in for McNamara. He certainly wasn't offside. Just the linesman was fine. He was all right.
So close call. And big Stan Varga hit the post. Ends as a goal kick to Kilmarnock. He has scored. He scored 7 goals this season. He's not unused to being in that sort of position.
No, I think he was just a little bit unlucky. He made the good run, but didn't make the proper connection.
It's Invincibile. Helped on then by Fowler. And an opportunity for Murray. Cut out by Mjällby. It's Agat. And he's pulled back rather obviously by Chris Boyd. A free kick to Celtic.
I think he got out of jail a little bit there, George. I don't think he knew just exactly what he was going to have to do.
You saw Petrov slip earlier, you saw Varga slip too. The pitch, while it's nice and firm and in good condition, there's been plenty of rain in this part of Scotland, and indeed there was a shower just before the off, so the top surface will be somewhat slippery. Jackie McNamara attacking the heart of the Kilmarnock defence, deprived by David Lilley. Balda to intercept for Celtic. Lennon, Lambert, Larsson, and Pearson had to work a bit there. Couldn't bring it under control. Throw into Kilmarnock. Locke. Hasn't gone out yet. Bounced right on the line. It's out now. Jim Jeffries, the Kilmarnock manager. A tough task trying to battle your way up a league when you've a thin squad and a lot of youngsters.
Yeah, and I think one of the problems, George, last year he got himself well up that league, didn't he? And fans tend to expect that every season.
Previous meetings this year, Celtic had put 5 past Kilmarnock on both occasions. Kilmarnock's only goal came from their midfielder Skora, one of the Frenchmen in the side, which was so good. It's reported that even the Celtic fans cheered it, but they could afford to at the stage of the game it came. It wasn't going to threaten Celtic in any way. Skora on loan from Preston, wears 11 in the centre of the Kilmarnock midfield. Balde. Varga. Lennon. Skora with a challenge. Lennon survived. Larsson caught there. Greer hurtling back. Meldrum hurtling out of his goal and gathering it in. At that occasion, the centre half looked to be struggling a little for pace.
I think that's exactly right. What I think Martin will be looking for in this game is he'll be looking for a bit more inroads from Stephen Pearson and from Agath on the other side there, because you know both of them will get good pace and he'll be wanting him to test the fullbacks.
Stephen Murray, 21 today. Clever ball. Gary Hay, but just a little bit too much pace on it. Goal kick to Celtic. Hay, the left back. Martin O'Neill, subject of a BBC documentary this season. Plenty of interest in the Celtic manager, professional and fan alike.
Well, there's really bound to be, with the success he's had, with the manner in which he's converted this club into a real winning team. I can understand why other people are interested in him.
Varga. Larsson. Out to the throat. Agat. This time Kilmarnock's throw. Hay, the full-back. Too pacey for Larsson. Lilley clears. Another throw to Celtic. Agat. Corner. Another corner to Celtic. Well, some bright football played by Celtic in this opening phase. No return as yet. Varga helping it on. It's out again off Dindeleux. Freddie Dindeleux. That was Skora. This is Celtic's throw. Hay climbing ahead, away by Locke, but Kilmarnock had everybody back to protect their goal. And Lennon. Balde. Rob Douglas aimed at Larsson, held at bay by Greer, but the offside flag was up. Gordon Greer to take the free kick for Kilmarnock. Mjalby's head, McNamara, Lennon. Lambert towards Pearson, but too firmly dispatched as a throw in to Kilmarnock. David Lilley. McNamara challenged by Lilley. Seeking Agat and finding him with a most perceptive ball. On for Larson. Greer's there. Greer got there ahead of Larson. And now it's Murray. Kilmarnock counter. No offside. In the middle is Skora. Cut out by Balde. Still a chance. Oh! No, the whistle's gone. The whistle's gone. It's no goal. Well, somehow I don't think Celtic fans would have been too charitable about congratulating Kilmarnock had that stood. Skora challenged Balde here. The ball came back out. What's the problem? It's the foul there by Skora on Balde.
That's the referee was right on the spot, and Skora made the challenge from behind. I don't know whether he made any connection with the ball at all. Difficult to see, but tremendous strike by Boyd nevertheless.
What a finish. That's Chris Boyd, 20-year-old striker, 10 goals this season. That's not one of them. Jackie McNamara. Larson. And Greer. I said he was short on pace, but he certainly was right on the money there.
Well, he had to get himself in the right position, did that, and successfully got it away. But there you are, good run, good move by Celtic. Good movement by Larson as well. But, good clearance by Greer.
This is Celtic's fourth corner. Pearson swinging it in. Larson denied by Dindeleux on this occasion. Then Vargas still in there. Meldrum stretching, but the ball just clearing the crossbar. Goal kick to Kilmarnock.
Celtic have got that tremendous height advantage in opposing box. I know Sutton's missing today, but they've still got some tremendous height that can bring along.
And you were making the point when you see it when a team is warming up, and you were saying as Kilmarnock warmed up.
Well, they've got a bit of height at the two central defenders, but up front, Chris Boyd's not bad height, but that's about the end of it.
Balde comes straight to Skora. Now Invincibile. Invincible's cross sailed right over the top and away for the throw. Paul Lambert. European Cup winner in 1997 with Borussia Dortmund, who beat Bayern Munich 2-0 yesterday, which more or less finishes Bayern's chances of the German title. Another throw to Celtic. What a finish this was. Whatever about the foul that preceded it. You can enjoy this again because it didn't count if you're a Celtic fan.
It was a good move, and you know, there is a little bit of a question as to whether or not Skora touched the ball before he fouled Balde, but the referee was right on the spot, and who can argue with him?
And the fourth official is receiving the wrath of the Kilmarnock manager about that decision. But Ian Brines is his name, and he's not going to change anything. Agat. McNamara. Cleared by Greer. McNamara is away by Lilley. Skora. One back by Pearson. McNamara for Larson. Dindeleux. Waited a long time, but he has found Invincibile. But he has only found Paul Lambert. Locke. Then Boyd. And he'll be penalised there. Free kick for the challenge on Chris Boyd.
Yeah, I think the fans were looking for the advantage to be played in. You know, with respect, I think the referee might have been well advised to let that advantage go, because it looked as though Invincibile was going to do a run down this right hand side.
A free kick from Greer. It's Murray. Hey, Murray. Up the line for Boyd. And Petrov had come deep. Kilmarnock eager in the challenge. Hay. And Murray. Well, the cross had to be better than that, but retrieved by Invincibile. Melby with the challenge, but now they've found Lilley. Can he measure across? Well, he could, but Invincibile couldn't climb high enough. Agat. And Lennon says, give it to me, we'll see if we can move it forward. Then Petrov, but went straight to Greer. Agat for Balde. Lambert. Lennon. Varga. McNamara. McNamara not very happy with the challenge that Boyd produced, which is what the cheering was about. And here's Boyd taking it away from Varga. That ends as a throw to Kilmarnock. Murray, Skora. Murray stopped by Agat. Skora, it's gone out. It's a goal kick for Rob Douglas.
Well, they are prepared to take the game to Celtic whenever they get the opportunity. You know, obviously with that goals against tally, they're not too good at defending, so they want to play the game up the other end.
Petrov for the flick on. Larson. Lambert. Mjalby. Held off the challenge of Invincibile. Seeking Larson. Cut out by Hay, and now it's Murray. The long one looking for Boyd. Balde against Boyd. Support from Invincibile. And also from the right back, David Lilley. This is Gary Locke, the captain of Kilmarnock. Lilley, Invincibile. Agat's intervention, just winning it back for Celtic. Larson coming very deep. Oh, he's injured himself as well. Oh, that looks very painful.
Well, it did. Yeah, he turned. I don't think he realised that there was a player immediately behind him. It looks as though he's twisted his knee or something. Hope it's nothing too serious.
Well, he's back at his feet, I'm happy to say. But it did, the wince of pain as he went down suggested it was worse than it obviously is. Neil Lennon obviously had a word to say because he's been spoken to now.
don't know what that was about, George, actually. Whether he made any reference about the challenge by young Murray on Larson, I don't know.
Oh, delicate skills from a big man. Varga, Agat, Petrov, McNamara. Petrov's continued here. Still at Petrov, great stop. Pearson, corner. Well defended by the goalkeeper Meldrum.
Terrific stop, good run by Petrov in the first instance. Didn't quite get the good first touch, but all credit to the goalkeeper. Came out and made it very difficult for him. Pearson had a chance, but there was so many players on the line there, it was hard to see how he could have got it in.
Petrov with the corner. Invincibile heads away. Pearson to return it to Petrov. Got a curl on it that wasn't required, took it over the top. Goal kick to Kilmarnock.
He's quite enjoying himself this afternoon. He's getting up to support Larson. There we see that move. So he quickly makes a good run in behind the defender. Just a little bit unfortunate with his first touch. A good save by the goalkeeper.
And Gary Hay, the fullback, doing the fullback's job on the post. Put it behind. The corner led to nothing, and this is the goal kick that's resulted. Mjallby. Invincibile. Lilley wins the throw-in. McNamara shouts for handball. Referee was right there. Said no. Agat. That was a handball, was it not? Not as seen by the referee, who's given a throw-in to Kilmarnock. Well, maybe it wasn't intentional.
No, I don't think it was intentional. I'm not convinced it was a Kilmarnock throw-in either, George. However,
I think what's resulted is, in fact, a free kick.
I don't think Jim's too happy with the referee. I don't think he's going to give him marks out of 10, is he?
Free kick from Hay. Lilley was climbing all over the Celtic defender. Free kick to Celtic.
Not a popular man around these parts, is he?
No, maybe drawing attention to the sponsor's logo on his arm and suggesting, I can't get over it. Scottish referees and match officials, sponsored by a firm of opticians.
It could only happen in Scotland, George.
And Mjallby got away with that. Pearson. Petrov chases. Dindeleux tidies up. Meldrum clears. Lilley comes storming in. Invincibile. And Pearson sees it back to Douglas. Here's Lennon. And finally some order to rather frantic proceedings. Lambert. Now it's Varga. Locke heading away. Invincibile. Taken off his toe by Pearson, he recovered. Lilley. Skora. Past the challenge of Lennon, facing Mjällby. That's from Murray. What a great ball. Here's Murray. Challenged there by Agat. The goal kick's the outcome. It looked like a corner from this distance, but we'll see.
Marvellous move by Kilmarnock. Just first touch lets him down, but Gath does really well to get back there and put in a good challenge. I'm not convinced. Well, it was a goal kick, certainly. Mjällby certainly was on the scene as well, but all credit to Gath for getting back there. But good move by Kilmarnock.
So just past the half hour. Kilmarnock 0, Celtic 0. Celtic's 39th title still in abeyance. Larsson, now Lambert. Greer came away with the ball. Mjällby. Was out before Lilley kicked it. Petrov from Larsson. Petrov still. Petrov scores. It took 31 minutes to come, but Larsson created, Petrov finished, and Celtic are on their way.
Terrific bit of play by Celtic. All credit to Petrov. Knew exactly what Larsson had in his mind, made the run. Larsson just flicked it into his path, and this time his first touch was excellent. Got it for it, and the goalkeeper had no chance. But Petrov's made some very dangerous runs. Greer was just a little bit lazy, but caught on the wrong side of him. But all credit to Petrov. Took advantage of the situation. Good goal.
Well, that's Celtic in the driving seat now. Stilian Petrov scores. It's his 9th of the season. Celtic go in front. And on the balance of play, deserve that. Petrov, who scored late, the 4th goal when they were here at the end of last season, which might have been the goal that won the league for Celtic, but was not to be. So last on the score sheet then, first on the score sheet today. Mjällby defends the corner. It's another one to Kilmarnock.
Well, the fans have now come alive, George. I think they'll certainly start to appreciate, and I think we'll see a lot more of that this afternoon.
Douglas strong on his goal line. Wasn't going to be dislodged.
No, amazing deflection, wasn't it? Paul Lambert, but Rob Douglas stood his worth. He's a big lad, isn't he? He used his height to perfection there.
Lennon, Lambert, and Larsson for Agat. Larsson, another lovely cushioned layoff. Lennon on for Larsson, he's onside. Henrik Larsson for McNamara. Great defending by Gary Locke. Wonderful football by Celtic. Petrov's won it back. Mjällby. Lennon. McNamara. Varga. Larsson. Petrov for Larsson for Lambert. Pearson. Mjällby. Back it goes to Balde. Pearson. And Greer, whose problems in the pace department we highlighted earlier, was going to be found out again, and he's committed the foul on Pearson.
Yeah, he certainly had to make the foul there, didn't he? Because he wasn't going to catch Pearson for free. That's an earlier opportunity. Tremendous defending with Gary Locke. I don't know how he managed to get his foot round there and clear the ball, but Celtic are certainly creating chances now.
And all the noise is coming too from behind the goals. Larsson and Petrov. Kilmarnock with 6 in the wall. Petrov leaves, it'll be Larsson. Wonderful save. Colin Meldrum. Perfect free kick.
I thought he was going to be beaten by it, but he left it late to make his move, but he had it comfortably in the end. Good strike by Larsson though.
It brings Celtic their 6th corner. And the chance that Celtic fans ring around Rugby Park. Out to Lambert. Behind for a goal kick. And this is the free kick again. Larsson got it absolutely right. But yeah, the goalkeeper was a bit slow, but he reacted well in the finish.
In actual fact, it was a very good save because he wouldn't see much of it, George. Maybe that's why he was so late in moving.
One there by Lambert. Pearson, Petrov, McNamara. Cushioned it for Pearson. Lilley came in with a great sliding tackle. 100% commitment there from the fullback.
Certainly was. I didn't think he had any chance of getting to that ball at all. But I think Celtic should use both wide players just a bit more.
Petrov to take this. Varga. Is it out? It didn't go out. Hey, and it's McNamara. Varga's still up there, taking on the fullback. Agat's in support. Ball taken from Stan Varga. Up to Boyd. And just a throw to Celtic. 7 minutes to the break. He was happy enough with the way Kilmarnock had begun, but they've gone that goal behind, and now Martin O'Neill's message is keep it going. Dindeleux's head. Fowler knocked it down, and it's Balde for Celtic. Lambert. Murray stretching, Hay controlling. Varga out for the throw to Killie. Lambert. Dindeleux in to intercept, throw in to Celtic. More words of wisdom directed at the referee, earning a rebuke on this occasion. Stephen Murray. Happy birthday, Stephen, but don't do that.
Maybe that's what it was all about.
Birthday greetings from the referee. Lambert, did he control that with his hands? He got away with it. Mjällby. Pearson. Douglas had a little moment of concern as he managed to pirouette around it, retrieve a dodgy situation, and now Johan Mjällby has the throw for Celtic. Lilley sending it back, Lambert in there. Douglas will be in charge of this. Dindeleux. Offside flag has gone up. Coming back from an offside decision is the indication from the assistant. He came here thinking he was going to watch and ends up waving a flag.
He did. He ended up earning himself a couple of shillings, George, didn't he? Just wanted to get in the act here, I think.
Lambert. That was Locke. Lilley got there ahead of Pearson. Invincibile chasing after this. Taking on Mjällby. Invincible's cross. Douglas gets it away. Oh, a chance here! And a sitter missed by Chris Boyd.
No, that was incredible. It was good play by Invincibile in this situation. Got a decent ball in. Good ball back into the box, and you would expect him to put it in the back of the net from there, wouldn't you? He'll be really annoyed with himself with that. Oh, it was Varga who cleared that one. There you are, look at that. Golden chance, golden opportunity missed.
Well, they don't come much more clean than that. But he managed to blast it wide. Well, that would count as a let-off. Petrov. Lagat. Lennon. Dindeleux. Hey, under pressure from Petrov. Dindeleux. And when McNamara, out goes the ball. Throw in to Kilmarnock. Well inside the final minute of the first half. Kilmarnock haven't been without their chances. Goal disallowed early on before Celtic scored. And then just there with Chris Boyd, whose finish was the one that did find the net, though it didn't count. And the one that has counted scored by Stilian Petrov, whose pass has found McNamara. Mjällby. McNamara seeing how good the footwork of Bobo Balde could be, and he proved equal to the task. Mjalby needed assistance, and he's committed the foul on Erik Skora. Over elaborate.
He over-elaborated on the ball there, didn't he? He had ample opportunity to delay it back to Rob Douglas. Might have well taken heed of that.
So this free kick as the game moves into stoppage time. Rob Douglas has his 5-man wall organised. Boyd's all set to thump it, and Douglas is there to gather it in.
Yeah, I don't think he quite made a proper connection with that there, did he? Or did it take a little bit of a deflection?
Second half begins. By the way, a little statistic for you. It happened twice before that teams went through the Scottish League unbeaten. In 1898, Celtic did it. The following year, Rangers did it. But there were only 18 matches at that time. There are 38 matches in the SPL, and there hasn't been an unbeaten campaign since 1899.
Wasn't there, George, I can assure you.
But your guys did well. After you won the European Cup, you won the league the next season, losing only once.
That's right, that was a real mistake. But you know, when you look at the record that Martin O'Neill has produced this year, it's been absolutely fantastic, because it isn't easy to go through a full season not losing out to anyone.
Well, never mind the 4 clashes with Rangers, but there's somebody in 3rd place who's gonna fancy the scalp, and Killie wouldn't have minded it today, but who knows what might have happened had that first one stood. But it didn't, and it's Celtic who got the advantage in the 32nd minute. Kilmarnock trying to come back, Mjalby denying Invincibile. Locke. Danny Invincibile. He'd have to be an Australian with a name like that, but on that occasion he proved he wasn't invincible. And Celtic got the possession and have got another throw.
Certainly not invincible, but in his defence he's put a whole lot of work in this afternoon, and he's created a bit of problem or two.
Pearson, too close to goalkeeper Meldrum.
Good run. I think that Martin will be looking for a bit more of that from his wide players. Both of them have got good pace, and both of them should be taking the full-backs on.
3 kicks to Celtic. Yes, this is the free kick again. I don't think it was much doubt the elbow went up there. Pearce has been a good acquisition from Motherwell in the transfer window. 3 goals already in half a season or less. The second of them when Celtic were beating Kilmarnock 5-1 at Celtic Park. This is Stephen Murray. Blocked by Agat at the expense of a corner. A little noise from the home fans. Celtic with some early defending to do. Lilley's up for the back. It's a goal kick. Rob Douglas looks a little surprised.
Well, I think it might well have been Bobo Balde that put it behind, but however, referees are entitled to make a wee mistake now and then. I don't want to say that to Jim Jeffries somehow.
No, I don't think the match officials are exactly flavour of the month for the Kilmarnock management team. Lennon, Larson, Lennon. Petrov stepping over. That was clever. Here's Lennon. Pearson makes the little run. You could see what... did I say Lennon? I meant Larson. You could see what he had in mind there. And he invited the little run from Pearson, but it just wasn't properly executed. Lambert. Pearson. Lennon wins it back. It's Pearson again. Lennon through the eye of a needle for Petrov. Larson. Lambert's continue to run. Larson. Oh, that was seemed to be a tackle from behind, but the referee said play on. Varga. Agat doesn't get a free kick. It's a throw into Kilmarnock.
I think Petrov was really looking for a gaff to start moving down the line so he could have played the ball in behind the defender.
Hey, Agat got the touch on it. Lambert gets it away. This is Freddie Dindeleux. Made himself available again for his goalkeeper. It's out. It's a throw to Celtic. Played the Kilmarnock defender in the hand. Dindeleux. Murray holding off Lennon. Lambert closing. Murray did well to beat the pair of them, but there was no one to support him. Larson was in an offside position, that's why he didn't go for the ball. Meldrum sends it back towards halfway. Locke, the Kilmarnock captain. Lilley, the fullback. Invincibile. Locke. Skora couldn't control it. Boyd offside against Invincibile.
Well, he worked hard to get himself into a good position, but he just ran offside. And he must be able to see everything. Having said that, it's tighter than I thought, I must admit.
That's James B, the assistant on the far side, buzzing up and down the touchline. Fowler, Invincibile. Boyd away from Varga, but got his angles a little wrong, and the ball went out of play. Galby, cleverly done. Dindeleux, Skora, Locke. And Balda held off Chris Boyd. Offside against Larson. If looks to kill. That angle's not really going to tell us.
No, it's not going to tell us a lot anyway, George. Especially when the ball's not being played forward.
Greer's free kick. Murray. Fowler. Lilley, and it's Invincibile now. Ooh, Douglas wasn't too sure that was going all the other side of the post.
Certainly a good effort. It wasn't the easiest of angles, but hit it across the face of the goal. Always got the chance it goes into the back post. But in fairness to them, they haven't given up. They're trying it their very, very best. They're not the most convincing defensively, but attacking-wise, they created a few good opportunities.
Agat. Lennon, always the get-out man. Petrov. Well, it's been troublesome, the top surface, for more than Stilley and Petrov. And Agat's got it for him, and here's Agat again. Too many bodies in there. Straight to Agat. Lennon. It's Skora who came to win it back for Kilmarnock. It's for Invincibile. Skora again. Dear, oh dear.
Not his best pass of the afternoon anyway, is it?
Fowler. And Lennon back to Rab Douglas. Agat. Varga. David Lilley, the right back. Locke. Lilley losing out to Pearson. It's Lilley again. Fowler. Invincibile. It's gone out. Takes the throw. Remarkable to think that Celtic playing Kilmarnock today have 7 players in their lineup who are over 30. Of course, that's a reflection of the fact that some of the old stages have been recalled for this game. Agat isn't one of them, to Petrov, who's another more youthful. Larson. Lennon's in support, left for Lennon. But, show too much of it to Greer, but it's a throw to Celtic. Varga. Still he goes on. Lennon. Larson back to Varga. That was Pearson, this is Larson. Flag's got up. McNamara puts it in the net, but the assistant's flag was up well before it reached him. Worth another look. Well, the key man, Larson, he was offside.
I'm not 100% convinced, George. He looked as though he was in an offside position, but he was walking, getting himself backwards, certainly a walking pace, but difficult angle for us to argue about it.
The decision given by the replacement assistant referee, George Drummond, who's raised the flag again. And just to complete that story, it wasn't actually a warm-up injury that deprived Willie Dishington of his place on the line. He suffered a nosebleed. Celtic move on towards the 60th minute in the match that can earn them the Championship of Scotland for the 39th time. Larson for Agat. Petrov. McNamara, fouled by Locke. The referee was right there to see it happen before his very eyes.
Yeah, he was. No, it's a definite foul. I don't see what the argument's about.
Colin Meldrum organises his wall. In the first half he was called upon to make a save, and a fabulous save it was too from Larsson. That occasion it was slightly more to the left from a Celtic perspective. But the geometry's similar. He's got to curl it around the wall. And he did it, but he got a little too high on that occasion.
He did. From my thinking, the wall is never 10 yards away, George, here, but he does curl it well, but just comes down a bit late for it to be on target.
Tommy Burns, an interested spectator, a man who has managed both sides, a former Celtic stalwart and manager at Parkhead, and manager too here at Rugby Park. Petrov. Lennon dispossesses Hay. Petrov. Oh, there's a bit of argy-bargy between Lennon and Hay. Neil Lennon's arm was raised. Now, let's just see what happens here. The play went on. Lennon didn't like Hay's challenge on him. Embarrassed by the fact... Hay was embarrassed by the fact that Lennon had dispossessed him and came back at him, and Lennon didn't like Hay's involvement. That was the story of that as the play went on elsewhere. Neil Lennon swung his arm. It wasn't a punch, but he did swing his arm at the player.
I think he's walking on thin ice, to be quite honest with you, George. I mean, there's a challenge here, and fine, it's a bad challenge, but I don't think it's anything that's ever going to hurt him too much. I think that he overreacts to it, to be quite frank with you.
The cards come out, it's a yellow for both of them. Neil Lennon, of course, with a reputation, and other opponents tend to play on that. So out of it all, Celtic get the free kick, and I think it was frustration on Neil Lennon's part more than aggression, and I think the referee did well, and James Fowler's name was in the book for his part in that altercation as well.
To be fair, George, he had made a smashing interception and made a good ball forward, and it's annoying when somebody commits a foul on you like that, but sometimes I just think you should disregard it and walk away from it.
Well, he could have his answer at the end of the 90 minutes with another Premier League medal in his satchel. Petrov, Varga, and Varga's challenge from behind gives Kilmarnock a free kick. Hay, Varga back in defensive mode.
It's been a very lethargic performance by Celtic, George. You know, I felt the goal was merited. You could see it coming. I felt that once you got the first goal, then there would be an avalanche of goals, but that just hasn't happened. It's been a lethargic performance, and you know, I think this is probably one of the reasons why Martin O'Neill is inviting the board to give him support and bringing some really good quality players into the side.
Yes, they had
into the squad, sorry.
They had the disappointment of midweek and elimination from the UEFA Cup by Villarreal, which only served to underline that their resources are thin. And Martin O'Neill before the game saying it was a shame they didn't have Chris Sutton, but he didn't want to make excuses. That wasn't the only reason they went out, but they've come back off that, and it's not the swashbuckling Celtic that we're used to seeing, but they're doing a job.
Certainly they've played a different system than they have been playing throughout this season. You know, the back three at times have found it difficult to combat Kilmarnock's front players. And they haven't looked comfortable at any real stage in the game.
Petrov dug it out well. McNamara, Larson for Pearson. Fowler came back. Greer sends it long. Mjolby puts it out of play off Skora. Martin O'Neill's bidding for a third championship. Quite incredible.
Oh, it's a fabulous record, isn't it? When you consider it, you know. And it's been a long, hard season. They've had a lot. So the disappointment of midweek will be there with them. And
it's Invincibile, and it's Lennon back. Kilmarnock claim it was a back pass, but how can a tackle be a back pass? Agat back to Varga. Agat. Petrov's on the run. Larson's through the middle. Petrov taking on Greer, who did well there. Boyd chases, Varga puts it out. But in the context of the comment that I mentioned earlier from Alex McLeish, well, here's a chance for Boyd. Too many black shirts around, and McNamara feeds Petrov, and Petrov seeks Larson. Larson takes on Greer. McNamara scurrying forward. Larson holds it up, then it goes back to Pearson. Pearson for Larson once more. Celtic's attack has more shape to it. It's Larson. And it was a bit ambitious, that, seeking Agat. A simpler pass might have worked. Murray. Hey. And Boyd is fouled by Varga.
Well, George, that was a superb pass just a minute ago. Well, there's that foul you saw Varga committing on Boyd, but that was a fabulous pass that Petrov gave to Larson. But the disappointing thing from a Celtic point of view was the only one that really gave massive support to it was McNamara.
Free kick from Skora. It's Douglas's ball. But just to hark back to the Alex McLeish comment when he said he reckoned Rangers had overachieved in winning the title on goal difference last season. If you think about that, which is him saying Celtic should have won it, it means that Celtic have been worthy champions in all 4 years that Martin O'Neill has been there.
Well, that's right, Jordan. I think what Alex saying is correct. I really do think that Rangers did overachieve last season, but that's what the way football is at times, and unfortunately from a Celtic point of view, the last game was so disappointing.
Very dramatic, as we well recall, the end of May last year. Not quite the same level of drama here. It was more like a cup final then. This is more like a league match. 3 points on the line, and if they get the 3 points, Celtic will be champions again. Kilmarnock have made them work and scrap all through the afternoon. Just past the midpoint in the second half. Celtic with only 1 goal. Agat dispossessing Hay. Agat attempting to run Fowler. Back it goes to Meldrum. Get out there, let me pass it to you. Waved the arm. Hay took the instruction. Has the ball. The pass from Murray. Lennon battling with him, and Neil Lennon commits the foul.
Murray did well here because he's held Neil Lennon off. Neil's got the wrong side of him there. I think he's just twisted his ankle a little bit there.
Free kick from Hay. That was Mjällby's head. McNamara challenged by Locke. Liam Miller being readied for his introduction. David Lilley says nobody there for me to throw it to. Balde and Lennon. Dindeleux, onto it comes Agathe. Taken over by Lambert. McNamara. Pearson. Mjällby. Larson. On goes Pearson. Got the pace to beat Dindeleux. But out came Meldrum.
I thought he had a chance of making that there, but all credit to Colin Meldrum. He saw it quickly, went out and took the danger away.
Varga. Greer's head. Hay. Agathe. Throw to Kilmarnock, and that should give Celtic the opportunity to make their change. Didier Agathe will leave the action, and Liam Miller will take his place. Another championship medal should have been won by the time he next steps on the pitch for Celtic. Liam Miller enters the action. Well, he'll be at Manchester United next season. How big a day for him.
Well, it is a massive day for him, George. It's disappointed to hear some of the boos coming from the crowd. You know, this young man's had a tremendous season for Celtic. I mean, just a pity that he has seen his future down in Manchester.
Part of the political game that's football now, the timing of your offers and the duration of the contracts, and if you're not super careful you can get caught out, and Celtic certainly did with the Liam Miller situation.
Well, I think it's just crazy, George. This what was it, pre-contractual agreement you can go into halfway through the season? I just find it incredible.
Well, what's certain is there'll be new face or two at Parkhead next season. We just saw Henrik Larsson there. He won't be there next season either. And he will be a very hard act to follow. 35 goals this season. Chasing after another one here. Greer showed he had the pace on that occasion to hold Larsson at bay. But a measure of the toughness of the second half for Celtic. This is their first corner of the half. 73rd minute now. Dargo's position, middle of the penalty box. Petrov. Miller. Oh, good save. Really good effort to hit the target.
Fabulous effort, great save as well. You know, that would have been a real start to him coming on, wouldn't it? Oh, super save. Super strike, super save. What a start that would have been to him in this game, eh?
Only on the pitch a matter of minutes, and he showed how to do it. Pearson takes this corner. Invincibile couldn't control it. Lennon, Petrov, back it goes to McNamara. Skora. Forward from Greer, and Invincibile against McNamara. Oh, Boyd getting in on Douglas. And Douglas makes a very fine tackle in fullback style.
Yeah, he did. He got to the ball first. No way was that the penalty that the Killie fans are looking for.
A lapse by Celtic. Douglas to the rescue. Now it's Hay. Out off Miller.
Well, young Liam Miller's had some impact on the game so far. Almost gets a goal at one end, almost gives one away at the other.
Locke. Varga's head away. Locke again. And Varga has to defend. He will take the throw. Fowler taking no chances despite the shout from Rob Douglas. Corner to Kilmarnock. By Skora. Douglas big and strong.
He certainly stuck anything that's come over stuck to his hands. He's been superb. There's that moment, and he clearly gets the ball away. There's no danger that was anything other than a clearance.
It was also good decision making too, because he could have gone down there hands first and could have brought the player down.
I think then he might well have done, George. I think that's probably why he elected to kick it.
Throw to Kilmarnock. A little under a quarter of an hour to go. Murray. Varga got the touch there to see it back to Douglas. Clearance straight at Lambert. Lennon. Lambert. McNamara. Meldrum receives from Hay. Yalby's challenge on Lilley. There's Lennon, Lambert, Larson. That was Murray intercepting. Hay. Dindeleux. Varga and Balda seemed to lose the flight of it, but they recovered in time. Miller putting terrible pressure on Mjällby, and Mjällby's going to get a card here for that clumsy tackle.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate back pass by Liam Miller, and just took Mjällby unawares in actual fact.
Now Kilmarnock have got a free kick, chance to threaten Celtic's goal. Nothing is yet certain. Celtic have only the one goal cushion.
You never sit comfortably on a one-goal lead, can you?
The ball is ready to charge. It really was a pretty tame effort at the finish. all that elaboration. Celtic time to reset.
I think he tried to bend in front of the attacking players, didn't he? Didn't work.
Say that again. Throw to Kilmarnock. Larson clearly being pulled back there. Will take the free kick. Greer attempted to clear it, completely missed it. It's gone out for the goal kick.
I tell you, he was lucky there, wasn't he? Because he clearly tried to get a hold of it, but didn't manage it. You know, George, it's annoying when you come to a lot of away grounds and Lennon's got to be subjected to all this booing every time he gets the ball. It's totally unfair.
Yes, unfortunately his reputation precedes him, and he's had it tough from fans. I mean, the very fact that he doesn't play for Northern Ireland anymore is indicative of that. And it isn't the end of it all, a game of football.
Well, it's supposed to be anyway, isn't it? And it happens so often, George, and you know, irrespective of what he's doing on the pitch, he must get really frustrated and annoyed about it at times.
Free kick from Locke. Miller beaten to it by Hay. Varga clears. Petrov helps it on towards Miller. Miller taking on Fowler. Pitch got the better of Liam Miller. Fowler got the ball. Murray. Hay. Hay again. Greer. Lennon slipping on the somewhat treacherous top surface. Dindeleux. Balder's there, it's come straight to Murray. And the whistle blows in Murray's favour. Take the free kick. Invincibile is one of his targets. Malbu goes up, he didn't get there. Douglas has to go down and save. And off camera, captain Gary Locke waved his arms in frustration.
That was a dangerous ball from Lilley there. Didn't quite get the attack from his colleagues that he wanted.
Petrov trying to help it on. It's Dindeleux. Cleverly done by Skora. On by Murray. There's a flag up for offside. Chris Boyd kicks it away in frustration. And Kilmarnock make a change. Stephen Murray. His 21st birthday celebrations can begin now. His footballing day is over. To be replaced by Craig Dargo as Kilmarnock go for the equaliser.
Another forward, George. He'll go straight up to join his front colleagues there. Had a difficult season. Missed most of it through injury.
Greer. Hey. It's Dindeleux. McNamara forcing it forward. Dindeleux. Lennon stood his ground. Petrov. Larsson. Petrov. Support from Miller. Pearson's out left. Larsson's in the middle. That wasn't what Stephen Pearson intended, and acknowledges it.
No, he had Petrov in a good position for him, looking for the ball, inviting it there, but I don't know what it was Stephen was trying, but it didn't come off anyway.
Kilmarnock will have another substitution to make, but not at this stoppage. Or will it be? Nope, the goalkeeper will take his goal kick. It's taken it so badly. They won't want to send on the substitute just yet.
I can't believe that kick out there, Josh.
Celtic's throw, and they won't want to put the substitute on until the defending is over. Danny Invincibile here is the man who's going to make way for Gary McSwegan. Lennon. And the free kick awarded for the challenge by Lilley. And now to the final 4 minutes. Celtic still only that one goal ahead. But that one goal, if it's sufficient for a victory, will be sufficient for a championship. Lambert. Miller made the challenge. Skora comes away with the ball. Dargo couldn't reach it. Now it's Hay. And he hasn't kept it in play, and now the change can be made. Invincibile to come off. And Gary McSwegan, a veteran at this stage, to go on. You recognise the name, no doubt, if you follow Scottish football. He's been around a bit. Now 33 years of age. Gary McSwegan played for Rangers, then Notts County, Dundee United and Hearts, with loan spells at Barnsley and Luton before ending up here at Kilmarnock, where he's on for the last 3 minutes. So Kilmarnock try to get a point to force Celtic to wait at least until Wednesday in the game against Aberdeen for the celebrations to begin. But the celebrations have begun among the Celtic fans here, saluting not the performance on this day, but the performances on 31 previous occasions that Celtic have come through unscathed to put them in this position, on the brink of claiming the championship with 6 matches still to go, which is not far off 20% of the season. It tells you the level of achievement that is. 2 minutes to go, and after that 2 minutes of extra time. Petrov shoots, but while he caught it well, it went straight at goalkeeper Meldrum. He's been good, hasn't he?
Petrov's been tremendous today, and he's supported every movement up front. He's got up beside Larsson. He's had some good runs in behind the defenders. He's been in contact with the game all the time. Made a big impression on it.
Well, the singing is now starting in earnest from the Celtic fans at either end. It's as if they didn't dare to dream until now, when they know that we're in the final minute and there won't be too much more after that. And they feel their team can see that out and complete the task with a 1-0 victory. Not a scoreline with which they'd be too familiar. Celtic tend to win more emphatically than that, but 1-0 counts just as much as 5-0 or 5-1, which were the margins by which they beat Kilmarnock earlier in the season.
Yeah, George, the celebrations will just be as intense, I can assure you. They'd have liked more goals, obviously, but they won't mind as long as they get the 3 points.
Varga on the ball. Now in the final 2 minutes in the stoppage time at Rugby Park, Kilmarnock, where Celtic suffered such bitter disappointment 11 months ago on the final Sunday of May 2003. 20-odd miles away at Ibrox, Rangers were defeating Dunfermline by too many goals and won the SPL for the 50th time on goal difference. But an overachievement in the view of their manager, Alex McLeish. And now proper order about to be restored. The form team is about to claim its 39th championship. If the 90s belong to Rangers, the noughties are belonging to Celtic.
Good one, George, whatever it means.
Lambert, we move into the second minute of the added time. The final minute of football in Scotland.